awesome. Cause my cup is overflow. People, what's going on? How are you doing? Oh, that they back on me. How y'all doing, guys? I'm just doing a quick hey mama. How you doing, sugar? I am good, my love. Ever could have people. Well, I was trying to get on the live, people, but then I had to have a conversation. So while I was having that conversation, I had to put you all on mute because I didn't want y'all in my conversation, which is fair game. Y'all don't have me in y'all's conversation, so so I don't want to have y'all in mine either, and I think that is fair. So when I'm going to go around this, so at this moment, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. People, I know more I talk to about. Have you all seen that news story? I tell you all the time to be very, very careful about the men that we bring into our home, into our homes, especially when we have children in our homes. We have to be extremely careful when we bring men into our homes. And us as women are out there. We don't want to be lonely. We don't want to be alone. We want to have a boyfriend. We want somebody to be coming over. And so we are going out and we are finding these people online, on social media. We are finding them on all these apps. And when we find these people, we are taking them home. And our poor children are the ones paying the price. Now, have you all seen the story of a little girl named Naziah Harris? There's a little girl named Naziah Harris. I think she is I think it happened in Detroit. And excuse me, I think it happened in Detroit. And that little girl, 13 years old, was exploited by a man her aunt brought into the home. A man who had already been accused of being inappropriate with little girls. Okay? And she brought this man into the household. And this man violated that little girl horribly. Now, that little girl cannot be found. That little girl has not been seen for just about a year. Nobody knows what happened to that little girl, 13 years old. Nobody knows what happened to her. And now, when they've started to go through social media and to go through her phone and his phone, her iPad and all, now that they are going through them, they are discovering that this man, this 41-year-old man, has been having an inappropriate relationship with this little girl. And on top of that, they believe that the little girl was pregnant. AG, Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I'm getting butterflies. When AG comes in my box, I get butterflies. AG be like, when you're coming on my box. AG, what's up? Me know that to that sweet, yo. Me know that to that sweet, yo. Me say you're dry eye, see? I tell you. Me say, AG, you would have never know. I was here talking about the little girl. Did you see that story? Of that little girl? I think it's up there in Detroit. The little girl has been missing now for a year. Nobody knows where she's at. Oh, you didn't come in on my box. You come outside of my box. Okay, that's all right. We can work with that. We can work with that, AG. AG, which part of the world are there now? So I walk up and down, I drive for road, just to come out for the people them. Just to come out for the people them work, AG. I go about my business, you know. But me say, AG, if you ever saw that story of that little girl, the little girl was 13 years old. Nobody has seen the little girl in a year. They don't know what happened to her. So now the police started going through the little girl's social media, phone records, and all these things. Oh, you're there, Baton Rouge? Oh, wow. Oh, Baton Rouge there. Louisiana, right? They're all the way over Louisiana. Wonderful. Yeah. You be safe over there. Because I think they got some sleepy towns back there, over there. So be very careful. I'm drinking from my saucer. Mr. AG, every time I listen, every time I see a piece of this story, my heart sinks. Because to think that all these women in this house, and these women are going to act as though they did not know that this man was violating this little girl. Violating this little girl to the point the little girl, obviously the little girl got pregnant. And he don't want nobody know, because the baby gonna come, the baby gonna be evidence. He don't want nobody to know that he was violating the little girl. So the man, obviously it seems like the man unalived the little girl. And now when they go through the phone records, it's revealed that the little girl was pregnant. She was pregnant. And this is what oh my goodness. Let me tell you all something. I'm telling you, when I say women in particular, do not bring these men into your homes. Do not do it. You have nieces, you have children, you have grandchildren, you have mother, you have sister, all kinds of people. When you meet these rusty, dusty, tusty men out there in the street, leave them out there. If you are tusty, you go take them out there, but do not bring them home. Because the auntie bring home this man, and I don't know if you all watched the testimonies, but all of these women that were testifying, these were women who lived in the house, and also a woman who was one of the guy's baby mother. None of them seemed to care, and none of them seemed to care an ounce about that little girl. Not one of them seemed to care not one bit about the little girl. And the little girl's been missing for a year. If you watch the testimony, none of them seemed like they had any emotion, like they cared at all, like they were missing the little girl. None of them. Not one. And I was just, it just makes me so sad. It makes me so sad because no little girl of that age isn't supposed to go through what that little girl went through. No little girl. And when you listen to them read the text, let me tell you something, people, that bothered me even the more. When you listen to them read the text from, these were texts between those, let me see, my phone a ring. Yeah, hello? I'm not there, but I'm on my way. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Okay, love you, baby. All right. Yeah. Okay. So when you listen to the text between this little girl, they said this man has been grooming this little girl since she was 4 years old. And all I could say is no wonder at 13 she talks about SEX so maturely. The woman talk, the little pitney, me and I say woman, the little pitney, her language, her verbiage when it comes to SEX is so mature. Even more mature than somebody my age. You know, there is no inhibition at all. It is just raw. It is not something that you expect from a 13-year-old, because a 13-year-old, you know, they're in the moment of shyness, they're in the moment of, they're it's sort of in their shell. They have not broken out of their shell yet to be so versed or to be so open when they in sexual conversations, to be so open. Her choice of words just seems like she was mature way beyond her years, and that man took advantage of that little girl and molested that little girl and ended up impregnating that little girl, and then turned around and unalived the little girl because he did not want anybody to discover that she was pregnant by him. Me hear say the man even give the pitney antifreeze for drink. Get the pitney antifreeze and plan B to take in efforts to abort the pregnancy. A little pitney 13-year-old. So now them believe said the man, they said he worked at a garbage dump. They said he worked at a dump. So they think that he unalived the little girl, took her to the dump, and then disposed of her at the dump. Now, me telling you something. All of you women out there who on you can't do without man. I wanna go up on the street. I wanna pick up the worst man them. You are pick up the worst of the worst. Wanna act so desperate. Wanna pick up the man them where I come out of prison for violent violent accusation, send them a prison. And them the man they don't pick up, because this man here, and even sometimes even when you, I don't even know why I said that, because sometimes even when the man look decent, sometimes even when the man look decent, him not decent. Looks are very deceiving. You can't just look at one man and say, oh, well, because he looks like this, then he is a good man. You can't just look at him and know, but you have to spend time. You have to spend time to get to know them. And you have to, nowadays, internet is free. Go around on the internet and search. Talk to people. And don't be afraid to ask questions about this person's character. And in you hear somebody come out of prison for being inappropriate with young girls. Why would you even bring that person in your household, knowing that you have little girls in your household, knowing you got children? If you so desperate and you want to bring this convicted offender in your house, then make sure say you alone. Then make sure say you alone live. But you bring this man in the house, and that poor little girl, she did not stand a chance. And the other people who were in the house, the other young children who were in the house, they didn't stand a chance either. Because it's like you carrying butter go rub in a puss mouth. Literally and figuratively. Is you carrying butter go rub in a puss mouth. Because I say it repeatedly, a lot of these men are not interested in a woman unless she has little girls. A lot of these men are not interested in a woman unless she has small children. They will molest girls and they will molest boys. They don't care, and they will act as though they love you, the mother. They will act as though they love you because they want you to trust them. They want you to give them access to these children, making it easy for them so that they do not have to go outside. Their prey is right there in the home. And women just seem to be making this mistake over and over and over again. Women keep doing this same foolishness over and over again. Keep going online, keep going in the streets, keep meeting these rusty, crusty, dusty men and bringing them home on your children. Bringing them home on your children. If you come dishonor your children. If you come dishonor your children. Rob your children of their innocence. Expose your children to all kinds of ungodly things early in their years. Yeah? I'm still not hearing. Y'all are still doing this. You all are still doing it. Hold on, let me call this. All right, we gotta. Watch ya.